Good day. Here are the top stories from the Philippine News Agency. We begin with the effects of wet weather due to the southwest monsoon lingering in Metro Manila despite the exit of Tropical Storm Enteng. Pag-asa says the Mesa Dam's water level has reached 80.17 meters above its spilling level of 80.15 meters as of 1 p.m. Thursday. The Weather Bureau advises people living near the riverbanks and low-lying areas to continue taking precautionary actions. Water from the dam is expected to affect areas along the Tulian River in Quezon City, Valenzuela, and Malabon. The throw of Typhoon Yagi, formerly Enteng, will continue to bring scattered rains and thunderstorms in the Cordillera Administrative Region, Ilocos Norte, and Ilocos Sur. It is also enhancing the southwest monsoon, which will bring rains in Pangasinan, Zambales, Bataan, Occidental Mindoro, Metro Manila, La Union, Cavite, Batangas, Rizal, Laguna, Oriental Mindoro, Northern Palawan, and the rest of Central Luzon. Marinduque and Romblon can also expect scattered rains and thunderstorms. Meanwhile, the rest of the country will experience isolated rain showers caused by localized thunderstorms. Shifting gears now, another good news for consumers. The country's inflation eased to 3.3% in August as price hikes in food and transport slowed. This is a sharp decline from 4.4% in July and 5.3% last year. In its latest report, the Philippine Statistics Authority said food inflation dropped sharply to 3.9% in August from 6.4% in July. This includes the decrease in rice inflation from 20.9% in July down to 14.7% in August. Transport inflation also slowed down to negative 0.2% from 3.6% in the previous month. Core inflation, which excludes food and energy prices, also fell to 2.6% from 2.9%. Meanwhile, inflation for the poorest Filipino families or those in the bottom 30% income households fell to 4.7% from 5.8% in July. Last August, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor Eli Remolona said the inflation may stay within the government's 2 to 4% target this year and next year. He cited a downside in inflation risks due largely to the implementation of rice tariff reduction, which aimed to lower prices of rice. The Department of Agriculture has assured stable supply of rice and food in the country despite the challenges brought by calamities. In an interview, DA Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa says the current rice volume from local production and importation is sufficient to meet the country's needs. As of August 29, the DA reports the arrival of more than 2.8 million metric tons of rice imports since January, with 296,350 metric tons that arrived in August. This as losses in rice production reached over 8.46 billion pesos due to multiple calamities from January to September. De Mesa says the situation could have been worse without DA's mitigation efforts, as the expected impact of El Nino is about 300,000 to 400,000 metric tons, but the actual loss recorded was around 150,000 to 200,000 metric tons. Meanwhile, the DA's Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council reported initial damage amounting to 350.85 million pesos due to the effects of Enteng, affecting over 13,000 farmers. To support the affected farmers, the DRRM has committed to distribute 202.86 million pesos worth of seeds, biocontrol measures, and farm tools, as well as the availability of up to 25,000 pesos loan under the Survival and Recovery Loan Program from the Agricultural Credit Policy Council and indemnification funds under the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation. Meanwhile, the Sugar Regulatory Administration assures stable supply of sugar until mid-2025. SRA Chief Pablo Luis Ascona says prices of refined sugar in Metro Manila ranges from 74 to 95 pesos per kilo. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. extended his gratitude to Poland for bringing a free and open Indo-Pacific region. In a meeting with Polish Foreign Minister Radoslaw Sikorski at Malacanang Palace, Marcos underscored the significance of Poland's support for the Indo-Pacific strategy, which aims to promote a prosperous, interconnected, resilient, and secure region. The discussions also highlighted Poland's growing defense cooperation with the Philippines and its position as the country's ninth-largest trading partner within the European Union. Sikorski commended Marcos for his effective diplomacy and security measures, noting the strengthening defense ties between the two nations. This visit coincides with the celebration of 50 years of diplomatic relations between the Philippines and Poland, formally established on September 22, 1973. Meanwhile, outgoing Colombian Ambassador Marcela Ordóñez Fernandez lauds the exchange of best practices on peace process between the Philippines and Colombia during her farewell visit to President Marcos. Fernandez expressed her appreciation for the collaboration with Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr., Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity, as she concluded her 3.5-year tenure. She stressed the importance of sustaining bilateral cooperation on peace initiatives, which has included several high-level consultations. She also reiterated Colombia's support for the Philippines' bid for a non-permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council for the term 2027 to 2028. In other news, public hospitals are now offering free testing for people who suspect that they are infected with mpox, according to the Department of Health. Health Secretary Teodoro Herbosa confirmed during budget deliberations in the House of Representatives that government hospitals are giving free tests for mpox. These institutions include the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine, UP Philippine General Hospital, Jose Reyes Memorial Medical Center, San Lazaro Hospital, East Avenue Medical Center, Jose N. Rodriguez Memorial Hospital, and Quirino Memorial Medical Center. However, Herbosa said the Philippines may run out of test kits soon. The health chief already asked state insurer PhilHealth to create a benefit package for members who want to avail of mpox testing. Meanwhile, Herbosa clarified that the mpox virus can be transmitted through long periods of exposure and intimate skin-to-skin contact rather than simply touching an infected individual. He said the mpox virus can also be transmitted through contaminated utensils and clothes or through infected animals. The DOH chief advises the public to practice frequent hand washing with soap and water to avoid infection. As of Sunday, the Philippines has listed 17 mpox cases, including 8 active ones. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the PNA Headlines. For more news updates, please visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The PNA Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the PNA Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. I'm Wilnard Basilonia. This is the PNA Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.